Detillier joins us now to talk about it. How you doing, Mike?
I'm fine. Thank you, Tommy.
All right, let's talk about the first 4 weeks. You want to take it a quarter at the time? You got Carolina at home, then you go to Dallas, then you host Philadelphia, and then you go to Atlanta.
Yeah, I like how it starts. And the Saints have won every season opener since 2019. The last loss was 2018, a wild shootout game. Fitzmagic was playing quarterback for the Bucks that day.
Mm-hmm.
And Carolina won 2 games a year ago. It's not going to change for them quickly. So I like that part. But then the gauntlet hits where you on the road against Dallas. You play the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has been a guy that's been a pain in the butt to you every time you've played him because his running skills, gave the Saints fits the last couple of times he's played. And he's become a much improved passer. And then you play at Atlanta. And I'm always a big believer is you got to be 4-2 in the division, meaning sweeping the Carolina Panthers and beating the Bucks and the Falcons once. Now, you're on the road. Kirk Cousins is a lot better quarterback than Desmond Ridder was. So that's a tough stretch, those 3 games after the opener, and it gets even worse the following game.
Yeah, so Carolina at Dallas, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. After that, the month of September, you picture them to be where, Mike, if you had to guess?
1-3.
Then we start October with the defending world champion Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay, Denver, and the Chargers, and then you got 3 games there and 2 games in 10 days. How's it play on?
From October 13th to the 27th, you got 3 games in 14 days.
Yeah, that's what it is. 3 games in 14 days.
That's pretty stout. Now, again, you're playing the world champs in their backyard, and the best player in the business, and Patrick Mahomes, and their defense is really good, and that's what carried them for a good portion of the early season last year. Tampa Bay at home, you got to take care of business there. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to beat them. Denver, the Thursday night game, I get it. Sean Payton's return, everything else. But who's going to play quarterback for them? Okay? Sean's really never handed the baton ever to the rookie quarterback and say, okay, kid, you carrying us. So is Jared Stidham or Zach Wilson going to be the guy here? Or by this time, his patience has run thin with both of them, and he's going to give it to Bo Nix. And then you play the Chargers in L.A., I think an improved Chargers team, certainly with Jim Harbaugh. They're going to run the football. They're going to test your manhood defensively because you know what he wants to do. Despite the fact he's got Justin Herbert, he's going to want to run the football. It's always been part of his DNA. Of the 3 games, the Bucks, the Broncos, the Chargers, that to me is the toughest. Of the 3. Now, I'm not putting Kansas City in there, but Bucks, Broncos, Chargers, I think you can go 2-1 there.
So you left Kansas City out because they got 4 games.
No, but you'll be 2-2 then.
Okay, all right. So as it stands now, we're through September and October. We played Carolina at home. We've gone to Dallas. We played Philadelphia here, gone to Atlanta, gone to the defending champion Chiefs. Played Tampa Bay here, hosted Sean Payton and the Broncos on Thursday night, October 17th. Then gone out to Los Angeles, played 3 games in 14 days. I'll get it out. And you got a Mike at 3-5?
That's right.
Okay. Moving on to November rather, you got at Carolina, you host the Falcons, and then you're in Cleveland. No, you host Cleveland.
Take care of business against Carolina.
Okay.
You got to split it against Atlanta. So I think you win that game. Cleveland is a crazy game because defensively they can play with anyone. That final game, man, they got blitzed by the Houston Texans in the playoffs with C.J. Stroud, but they played good defense all year long. I'm not sure about the health issue with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, what is his deal? Do you know?
He broke a bone in his shoulder, and they did reconstruction surgery on it, and he is throwing the football. He was 5-1 as a starter last year with Cleveland. He didn't look good. Something was wrong with him shoulder-wise, and then you find out the other part. He was trying to play through it, and he just couldn't. I think in the month of November, you're 2-1. I think you beat the Panthers and you beat the Falcons.
All right, so that puts us 1, 3, 5, and 6 at that point. So, in a way, poised to make a run, right?
You have an opportunity because that bye week hits you in November.
Wait, I'm setting up some drama here. Hang on a second.
And then you can make a run, possibly make a run at this.
Tommy Tucker, WWL, going through the Saints' schedule. It was announced yesterday after the day of leaks with Mike Detillier, and he's got the Saints at 5 and 6 through the bye week, which happens in week 12. Mike, thoughts on placement of the bye week or where it falls?
Yeah, I like it. I much rather later than earlier. It was late last year. It's late again this year, and I like it that way. I think by the time you get to November, you're pretty beat up. I mean, there's no team that's healthy. I mean, you dealing with a lot of injury issues one way or another. So I'd much rather it later than earlier.
All right, so you're 5 and 6. You're poised to make a run as the month of December rolls around. You're putting up your Christmas lights, throwing away leftovers, and you host the L.A. Rams. Then you go to New York. Then you host the Commanders on the 15th. 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd, you're at Lambeau Field. Then you host the Raiders, a team the Saints have not done very well against, 2 days before New Year's Eve. And then Tampa Bay, everything says TBD, so I guess they'll decide when they play and what day and all that at some point in the future. Thoughts on making a run at the end?
Okay, with the Rams, they look like the varsity and you were the JV last year. I mean, Matt Stafford's healthy. That's a difficult game.
Mike, the Rams went on a drive last year, reminded me of a Mardi Gras parade because you could sit on a 50-yard line, just watch it past you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they look awesome on offense. Now, they don't have Aaron Donald on defense this year, and there is no individual that's called. No next man up for that one because there's no man in his zip code as a player. That's a loss against the Rams. You just don't match up well against them. I think you take care of business against the Giants. Okay, you're playing Daniel Jones at quarterback, most likely at this stage. Malik Neighbors is there, but he can't throw it and catch it. So that's a win against the Giants. This was maybe the most difficult one for me. December 15th against the Commanders. They won 4 games last year. They got a new coach, an older defense where they went out and get a lot of grizzled veterans that have been there, done that, and they bring in Jaden Daniels. And Jaden's the type of quarterback that has given his team fits. But you should take care of business. I think that game will be close, but it'll be a very pivotal game. So I put a W there, but I know the challenge that's going to be against the Commanders. That's not an easy one on that one for me. At Green Bay, and listen, it's going to be cold. It's a Monday night game on the 23rd, but coldness is the least of my worries. The big worry, I couldn't have said this a year ago, biggest worry for me is Jordan Love at quarterback for them and how well he played down the stretch. He really looked good. So that's an L. I think you take care of business against the Raiders. Okay, you're going up against Aiden O'Connell or Uncle Rico, Gardner Minshew. You should beat the Raiders at that spot. So now that gets you to 8-8 in the final game against the Bucs. And I had them winning against the Bucs earlier. I think they split. That one's a loss.
So you're saying 8-9 is your prediction right now?
Yes.
Let's talk about strength of schedule. Tim tells me it's the second easiest schedule in the NFL. Is that what they're saying?
Okay, it's skewed. You play the worst team in the NFL who won 2 games last year. You play them twice. And you play the Commanders who won 4 games. And they picked second in the draft. So that's – and your NFC South teams, we're not talking about the juggernauts here. So, but the schedule's really skewed with this easy stuff because of the fact you play the worst team in the NFL twice, and last year the second worst team in the NFL once. That's how that easiest schedule thing got pieced together. My thing is it's all about quarterbacks, and you're playing better ones this year than you did a year ago. You'll never have another schedule like that.